Hi fans, and thank you for joining us for this week's season finale of St. Vincent football coach Bob Colbert's video blog right here on stvincent.edu. I'm Jim Berger, joined as always by Coach Colbert, and this week for our last episode we're going to take you back a little bit through this past week's game against Bethany as well as through the Bearcats' 2008 season. Well, this past weekend the Bearcats were in Bethany, West Virginia to round out the season, and the Bearcats couldn't overcome a hot Bethany offense and were defeated 44-14 in a windy, rainy Saturday afternoon at Bethany, West Virginia. But I guess this time of the year, this part of the country, you're going to expect that. Coach, I know that wasn't the ideal way to end the season. Could you take us through the game a little bit, some positives and some negatives?
Well, we started off pretty well, actually, on offense. We got the ball and we drove it down and missed a field goal opportunity. Again, we're not the type of team that can give up opportunities. Bethany drove back, took a 7-0 lead, and then we're going back down the field again. We have 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line and fumbled the ball. So, again, we can't do those sort of things and expect to be competitive. We ran into a pretty good young quarterback, a freshman quarterback from Bethany. He hit his receivers. They presented us some problems on offense. On our offense, again, we gave up the ball on 2 critical fumbles and had a couple interceptions. We just weren't connecting on our passing game. We were able to run the ball pretty effectively this past week, so that gave me some hope that we can go down and continue to improve in our offense and get our offense back to where we should be. It's not back to anywhere yet, to where we should be to be competitive in this league.
Well, you talked about Bethany's quarterback. I remember talking with you in the days leading up to the game. Bethany, their offense has been putting up big numbers the whole year. To what do they owe that to? I know you said the quarterback, and they have a talented receiving core. And was it better than the Bearcats expected on Saturday?
No, they were what we expected. Anytime you're having success on offense, it starts with the quarterback position, and that young man has had a great season. I think he threw for almost 3,000 yards or something like that. So he's had a great season, and so it started there. And on defense, again, we felt like we could run the ball, and we did have a good day rushing the ball. Jairus Marlowe had, I think, 130-some yards, something like that. So, they were what we expected. I was disappointed in that I was hoping we could do a little better on offense, and we didn't. And so we know those are going to be the results. If you can't fumble the ball, I think we had 5 turnovers. You can't do that and even be competitive.
We talked about Jairus Marlowe rushing for the 130 yards, the team rushing for over almost 200 yards. This has been a trend that we've seen developing over the past few games, the Bearcat running game really starting to take over. Tell us a little bit about this progress and how it stands, how the ground game stands right now compared to where it was the end of last year, the beginning of this season.
I don't have all the final numbers yet, but Jairus Marlowe over the course of the year had 60-some carries, I believe it was, and he averaged 7 yards a carry. So Jairus is maturing as a running back. In high school, he was a wing back, and most of his runs were out of the wing back position, running lateral. Now we put him at tailback, so this was a learning year for him, coming in here and learning how to read the runs that we have in our offense from the tailback position. So he's made tremendous strides. Zach Mihalko and Joe Yezovich, down the stretch here, they were maturing and improving. Joe Yezovich being our fullback, and he had some nice plays the other day, and go along with his dependable blocking. So, in our offense, we need to run the ball. We're not a spread offensive team, so running the ball is a very important part of what we're trying to do here, and to see the steady improvement in the running game again gives us some hope that we're on the right track and our players are getting better, getting stronger, and able to compete in this league.
Well, now that we enter the offseason, I know you'll be switching gears from the day-to-day coaching aspects with the practices and the planning to recruiting as well as preparing for the spring practice session. Coach, could you take us through a brief, maybe rough itinerary of the offseason for the coaching staff?
Right now we're conducting our exit interviews with the players. All the players sit down with their position coach and go over their season. Then they also have an interview with the head coach, and we talk about their season, their future plans. One of the questions we always ask them is we ask them what they like about the program, what they don't like about the program. We want an honest exchange here, an honest evaluation. We ask them, are you playing the position that you think you can succeed in the best? That's part of the exit interview process. Starting next week, the coaching staff will be out on the road recruiting. And they'll be on the road most of December and the early part of January. During that time, we go into the high schools and talk to prospects. Last year, the coaching staff met face-to-face with over 1,100 prospects. Those 1,100, they shrank down to the class we got of about 65, 70 players. So that's the ongoing process now. We'll bring prospects to the campus, have them meet with our faculty, meet with our players, give them a tour of the facilities, talk some football with them. Recruiting is the most important thing that we do. I'm a heck of a coach when I got great players. I'm an average coach when we got average players. So this is what we do. Every coach in America, this is the important time when they build their program. And so all our emphasis right now is going to be on recruiting new players and actually recruiting your own team. In Division III, you almost have to recruit your own team year in and year out. There's a lot of different factors involved with playing the Division III football. If you look around the league, a large percentage of players on everybody's team are freshmen and sophomores. And that's the way we have to continue to bring in a good class here to supplement what we've done in the last couple years and to help us to continue to grow.
Well, you have the luxury of having tentatively right now having nearly 90% of your team back from this past season. I know that though you said there are a lot of factors that could play into that. Are there any specific types of players you're going to target position-wise, or maybe a bigger guy, a faster guy? What kind of guys do you and your staff try to go after?
We always look for players that football is really important to. I don't want guys that just have an interest in playing football. We want players here who have a passion about playing football. That it's almost like that's one of the most important things in their lives. We look for good character people. I always tell our coaching staff, if you're recruiting a great player and you get wind that he has a character issue, move on to the next player, drop him, because I don't need a lot of high maintenance players on our team. So we're looking for good students who can excel here at St. Vincent, who have character and who have athletic ability. Sure, everybody would like to have the biggest, fastest, strongest players in the league, but in terms of offense, you take Jairus Marlowe. We don't block holes this way. We block holes this way, and then Jairus scoots through them. So you're looking for athletic ability. You're looking for guys that really have a passion about playing football, and that's an overall profile of the type of player that we're looking for.